Uko kuno abo bano mama wanna get it nice. I know food I meso, I know food I tebe, I know kaya marigi. Kama kwe doti kom, wale doti kom usasai. Kama kwe ano kaya marigi.
Kama kwe uyo, ano tara mari, ano kaya mari, karai mamunzko. Paninya pano Jamnoda kunzwa Snotoro pano Madiko kumunzwa Mugovane.com Kamba kwe vano kaya mari Vano tara mari Vano siya mari.
Right, 24 August 2023, and as you can see, we've been up almost all night, and things are looking very, very good for Nelson Chamisa. And I want to give you the basic analysis of what is going on. And unfortunately, my guest, Dr. Feddious Mutenheri, has also been up, and I think he's going to come and join us. We're going to give you updates, regular updates during the day. As you know, it's quite tiring to be up almost all night observing what is going on. So I want you to separate the reality to the perception. So the reality is that between the 23rd and today, the 24th, nothing dramatic has happened in terms of support. So if someone supported Nelson Chamisa, they're not going to change today or last night. If someone supported ED, they're not going to change last night. So in terms of support, Chamisa maintains his support, he maintains his lead. And then in terms of what has happened on the ground, a majority of the voting has gone on and taken place without any issues. So more than 80% of the places have voted. And collation is taking place. As you speak, Chamisa's people are collecting the results independently. They're doing independent verification. So Chamisa has nothing to be concerned about. And I told you guys that ZEC has actually been taken over by military in terms of logistics and security. So whatever you're seeing, the guys within ZEC inside, they're not going to change the results. The military wants to know what is going to happen, what the numbers are. So these are the facts. What you are seeing outside is the attempts by ED and his people to manage what is happening, to manage the pace of events. So when you see those people sitting in their little desks outside, I already told you that they're going to be sitting there. They're just trying to manage the pace of what is happening. They're just trying to manage the perception of people who can be easily scared, so people in the rural areas. But don't think when someone goes in the ballot box, they're going to be afraid to vote for the person that they wanted to vote. So Chamisa has got nothing to worry about. He's going to do very, very well in this election. And I'm telling you this on the 24th today. And I'm not telling you something that is going to happen or is happening or something that has happened in the past. I always tell you things before they happen. And this is what is happening right now. ZANU-PF are trying to manage the perception. The numbers that are coming out, they show that Chamisa is doing well. His numbers are very, very good in the areas where the results have already been produced. So he's not been affected by everything that is happening now. ED has not dramatically increased his support anyway at all. So if I was Chamisa right now, what would I do? I would not be concerned about all these side shows that are happening right now. And I've seen on social media, guys trying to whip up emotions. So the guys that are trying to whip up emotions, my assumption here is that they also want people to get worked up and react in the wrong way. So if I was Chamisa, what would I do now? I would tell my guys to calm down, continue with the collation, collect your votes quietly, Don't worry about what is happening. Don't worry about the delays. There's no one stupid enough to do what the ZANU-PF guys are doing now. They're leading. Chamisa is leading right now as you speak. Look at the V11s that are coming out. It's clear that is doing well. So I'll tell my guys, calm down. Don't do anything right now. Let these guys do whatever they're doing. Let them extend by a day. Let them do whatever and finish and continue collecting. But in the meantime, start preparing yourself for a win. That is what Chamisa should be doing right now. ED, Faz, all these guys, they're trying to manage the pace of events. And obviously, they're not going to go out without a fight. This is something that I told you guys. They're going to put up a fight. And when they put up that fight, Chamisa should be ready. I'm not going to say a lot now about what Chamisa should do, but I've said a lot. If you go to my previous videos, I've said this. It's not going to be a smooth transition where you just walk into State House. But Chamisa doing very, very well. And the signs from ZANU-PF show that they've not done well. They've not done their homework. They are trying to collect data. Remember, I told you ZANU-PF does not have data. They are trying to collect data during voting to see how bad the situation is. And they are not going to get that data. The delays that are being experienced, people are staying in those queues. So people love Chamisa, people want to vote for him, and he's clearly the front runner in this particular election. So let me look at the comments. Let's wrap this up, and then I'm going to come back again very frequently during this day. We're going to start seeing proper results at the end of this day. We're going to start seeing proper results being announced by Zek from the command center, and there are credible places where you can get information. So I'm going to recommend to you a few places where you can go. So if you go to the guys at Timpachedu, they've got proper information there. You've got the actual CCC official platforms. Those guys are doing well. They've got proper information. Go. If you go to sites, my brother Zenzel Ndebele, they've got credible information. They've got people on the ground. Go to those places and look for information. You can also obviously go to places like ZTN, the NOH is doing a good job. You can go over there. You can go to ZBC guys. They've got proper information going there. You've got the official statements from ZEC. So ZEC themselves, their website is not being updated properly. And you know why? I've told you how they manage that website. They manage communication there. If you see less communication coming from the ZEC website or Facebook page or Twitter, you know that the guys who are not supposed to be in charge of that account, they've taken over. So go to site, go to the official CCC platforms. They've got correct data there. And you should also look at ZBC. Keep your look at the ZBC former platforms. They've got statements there from ZEC. I think I saw slide one there talking about the extension in Manicaland. But in summary, Chamisa is not lost his support because of what has happened. He's doing very, very well, and he's going to do well. Today, we're going to have the actual numbers at the end of the day. And what we're waiting for is the reaction from ZANU-PF, from the people like the judiciary, people from the military, all the security structures. But Chamisa has done well so far. And obviously, you don't expect everything to go well. You don't expect a transition like this to happen easily. There is a long road here. I told you guys the next 39 days are critical. And we're there. We're inside those 39 days. I said to you, what you're going to see this week, you've never seen it before. You've never seen what is happening now. And that is because ZANU-PF is at a point where their presidential candidate is losing. Is losing very, very badly in terms of the actual results that are coming out and in terms of what you're not seeing behind the scenes. Because remember, ZANU-PF have got a way of already collecting the results. They've got someone everywhere. And by the time they've 80% of the votes tallied, they know what is going on. And I love what the CCC guys have done. Right now, as you speak, people are still in queues in some parts of Harare, voting from yesterday. There are guys who have not gone home since yesterday. And you guys should be supporting these guys. Nothing is going to happen. The actual numbers are going to eventually come out. And Chamisa is doing well. Let's look at the comments here. General is saying, Chamisa ka wina kare. They're just disturbing him. Let's go to when are they announcing the results? The results are due in 5 days. So if you look at the Zimbabwean elections, from the last day to the day of, they should have those results within 5 days. But if you see them continue to delay, you should understand what is happening. They're trying to manage the transition. They're trying to manage what people will do. So if you're ED, what would you do if you're losing? Would you quickly announce the results and not knowing what is going to happen? You want to do things in between here. You want to prepare for your safety. You guys want to do things here and there. Don't expect the results to be quick if ED is losing and if he is preparing to hold on. But it's not possible this time. The margins are going to be something that you have not seen before. Chamisa is not going to win by only the towns. He's also going to win in the raw areas. You can see the results that are coming out from the raw areas. ZANU-PF is not getting those huge numbers because whatever disturbance they've done here cannot be more than 200,000 votes. And Chamisa is certainly going to win by more than those 200,000 votes, even if they disturb people walk away, people are unable to vote. It will not be more than the 200,000. I anticipate at least a margin of between 300 and 500,000 for Chamisa. As we said, 66% and above for Chamisa. That is where he's going to go. And ED is probably going to be playing around 35, 37%, somewhere there. So the margins are very, very difficult to beat. If you go by the numbers, a lot of young people are voting this election. Chamisa has done a lot of groundwork and is going to do very, very well. Let's see. I want to see some interesting comments here. All right, let's look at Coop. He said they made mistakes with delaying tactics, even their own are shivering. That is, remember I told you ZEC is not running. The normal guys in ZEC are not running ZEC right now. So understand this, understand what's happening, and don't have any doubts about this. It's not a bad thing that is happening, because when you're having a transition, it has to be managed. So I have predicted this before, that when you saw all those people being thrown out of Zimbabwe, that was the military guys taking control. But when you see the fast guys outside the polling stations, it shows you something. There's division there. There are people that are not sure what is going to happen. They don't trust whoever is got the numbers. And why they are putting people outside those polling stations is to collect data. That's all. They are there to collect data. ZANU-PF wants to know how bad this situation is going to be. That's why they have their people, especially in the raw areas and in the certain strongholds. They want to know if their loss is so bad in those areas, how bad is it going to be in Chamisa strongholds? The delays, of course, are bad, but people are managing it, and it's not going to affect Chamisa. If I was him, as I said, manage your guys. Tell everyone to calm down. Don't be provoked by this current situation which is there. Because if you are provoked, that's exactly the trap that you're going to walk into. If you are provoked right now, then you will see the reaction is going to be brutal, and then it will end up causing other things. So sit back, calm down, let them finish what they're doing, and start working on your plan. What do you do next? And your plan must not be small. It must be emphatic. Whatever Chamisa is going to do now, it's not going to be a small little plan. Do something that shows that you've won the election. When you're Chamisa, then don't sit there and say, I'm going to go to court. Behave like someone who got more than 51%. This one, okay, 50 plus 1%. Behave like that person. And that means you don't take anything else. If you are setting up your people now, start setting up, this person goes here, this person goes there. That is where you are. You're not going to be saying or negotiating with anybody. That is exactly where you need to be. And don't worry about the guys who are going out, because the people have expressed themselves. The way people came out, it shows that they want things to change. And you are the change. So make sure you're the change. Don't don't let people down now at this particular point. And I'm happy that the guys who are collecting are doing a very, very good job. So take that demeanor of a winner now, not the demeanor of a loser. Right, thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back later on to give an update. I'm sorry that Dr. Feddious Mutenheri could not make it. I think he's still sleeping now. He's been up monitoring this situation the whole night. Me too, but we're going to be back and we're going to be on top of this thing. Young guys doing very, very well and showing a lot of support for their candidate, Nelson Chamisa, and he's doing well in this election, despite of all these attempts to run one of the, I can say, one of the worst elections we've seen in Zimbabwe. You can't do that in public, in front of the whole world, what the guys are doing with the ballot papers and all that. But I told you, this is going to happen. This is expected. But it will still be up to Chamisa right now to defend the victory. This is no longer about the people. The people have done their part. Now it is up to Chamisa to make sure that he defends this victory. He assumes that position. You have to assume that position. You don't know how many people love you in ZANU-PF, all over the place. Everybody wants things to change. That's why they're doing this thing. That's why people are going out and voting the way they're voting and standing in those queues. Not from 5 yesterday to today, 6 a.m. Someone has been standing in a queue for 24 hours. This is how bad this situation is. But this is also how good it is. It shows you that the next thing we're going to see, whatever decision Chamisa is going to take, people are going to be way behind him. And the guys that are making these actions now, they're breaking the law. They know it, and they're going to have to account for this behavior that they're doing. The guys that are behind the scenes, the good guys will be watching them, and you are going to see if they continue with this behavior and try to make the situation deteriorate. It gets worse and worse for them. And this is exactly where we are. Thank you very much. And we'll be back again, giving you regular updates during the day.
Anovura meso, anovura nzebe, anokaya marigi. Kama kwetu tikom, kwetu tikom usasai. Kama kwe anokaya marigi.
Kamba kwe uyo, anotara mari, anogaya mari, garai mamunzwa. Paninya pano, zvamunoda kunzwa. Zvinotaura pano, madiko kumunzwa mugovane.com. Kamba kwe vanogaya mari, vanotaura mari, vanosiya mari. Kamba kwe vanotaura fea kuti pamberi zvichafamba sei. Vanomuterere zvikubatsirei, mukufamba kwenyu zvikubatsirei. Mirai ndikudze kuti chokwadi pano chizere.